So all set to go. Two of the young Turks in the league, Lawrence and Monkhorst against one another. Lawrence gets the first tap, Krasiska the first kick. Divya Domenico to half forward, Morrissey, but at the back Barwick, who's played that sweeping role so well this season. Turner had to wait for it. He played very well last week. To centre wing, Christian and Mew. Mew, Tuck, Hudson. Free kick to old father time, Michael Tuck, as Ian Robertson described him as.
Oh, what a legend Michael Tuck has been. Fantastic player for Hawthorn and for football in general. The pass goes to Collins. Collins at half-back. Forced to kick with the left foot out in front of Ayres. This will test Gary Ayres. Having to run after the football. Close to him is right, but Ayres' strength still has the football and controls it beautifully. Lawrence is there to give it to Pritchard. And Pritchard's kick is high towards centre-half forward. Tony Shaw can't quite mark the football. A big job for him on Platten, and he's able to hold the football in at centre-half back for the Magpies.
Well, it is a tough assignment, isn't it, with Johnny Platten, although he's had an injury-interrupted season, hasn't been at his peak form throughout the year.
Ayres playing on Dacos. Kennedy with a chance with the left foot. Nice kick. It's a goal. Kennedy's first goal. It's one goal Hawthorn. Collingwood yet to score. And the unsung hero, as Ian Robertson says, gets the first.
Yes, he played a great second quarter last week. We look at the replay here. John Kennedy rode beautifully, but the Collingwood defenders not really setting themselves up in the right position there, allowing John Kennedy to have a free run in towards goal.
He's a great player, Bruce, isn't he, John Kennedy? He gets kicks and kicks goals every week. Bounce back in the centre, Monkhorst can't quite get an effective tap. Lawrence can't break away. Hudson in there, now Monkhorst. He's got a chance, but Platten dispossesses and kicks it to centre-half forward. Hawthorn into attack, Brereton out of position, punches it further forward. A tap on. Chance now for Anderson. The kick is wide. And the hand pass coming from Paul Deere. But unfortunately for Hawthorn, it's a boundary throw-in in their left forward pocket. Monkhorst, Deere, obviously a lot of body strength, Paul Deere. He's back after it again. Can't get the football out. Kerrison. Morrissey. He's caught by Tony Shaw. And Tony Shaw looking for the free kick. Now Kerrison. Off to Kelly. And the Magpies out of trouble. Kelly's kick is long. Starcevic. He's keen. Very keen to do well. The eve of the finals. And Starcevic wants to be a part of it. Mew takes the mark at centre-half back. Plays on quickly. And the short pass. It's dropped by Lawrence. But he gets the hand pass away to Langford. And Langford's kick is too far. Too wide for Brereton. The mark is taken by Gafer.
To Barwick, centre wing. Can really thump a footy, this fellow. Christian the target. Mew does well. Wright. Tuck. Wright takes it off him. Russell chips it away beautifully to Christian.
Wright was terrific, Dennis.
Absolutely. He was able to get it off Tuck. And then look with the eyes. And then Russell to Christian. Well, this is where they were missing last week. They missed about 3 shots in the first quarter that were important. And Christian from 45 metres with a drop punt that looks very good. And it is. Scores a level. It's a goal apiece.
Well, they missed out last week on their forward line, Bruce. As you said, they've changed their side around a little bit today. Michael Gafer lining up at centre-half back on Dermot Brereton. They've got Starcevic and Christian, 2 players who can take a mark and kick a goal on their forward line. Christian is lined up at centre-half forward on Chris Mew, and Starcevic on the half-forward flank, so they have some goal-kicking power in that forward line this week.
So back in the centre, Whitman kicks it out, but Barwick's there. And Collingwood look a lot more composed in the early stages today than they did last week. And that's a beautiful kick. And the mark is taken by Brown.
He's a great player, Gavin Brown. Eyes only for the ball. It doesn't matter what position he's in. He never takes his eye off it under extreme pressure there from Chris Langford. Out in front, strong hands. Of course, he kicked 5 goals last week. A very difficult day for forwards.
Well, I've heard plaudits thrown around from state selectors about this fellow being first picked in a state team. And from inside 50, the kick is long enough, not quite, right on the line. It's punched away, and it goes over for a boundary throw in that right forward pocket.
It seems Doug Barwick's playing as a loose man across that back line. He's not picking up anyone at the moment, although he's going into Collingwood's forward line now.
Boundary throw in, Starcevic doing the ruck work. Up over the top was Mew. McGuan, a handball back, looking for Dacos. Dacos again goes further away, right. Hook kick towards centre-half forward. Nearly a mark to Jenke, punched away. McGuan again. Christian in the play early. Left foot kick into the pocket. Brown overruns it. Langford bundles it forward. Dippy Domenico is there for Hawthorn, and he clears with a nice kick, but it's only as far as Turner, and Turner takes the mark, probably between centre wing and half forward for Collingwood. The short pass, too short. Chipping in is Mew, and Hawthorn have got a chance to score out of this because Mew's running alone towards centre half forward, and a good kick is good. The mark is taken by Deere. He gets it off to Lawrence. Lawrence balks once, but then goes to Platt. Platten's kick is disciplined. It's a magnificent kick to the front of the skulls, but it's punched away. A free kick has been picked out of it. Bernie?
Yes, against Michael Gaffer. The umpire said he pushed Dermot Brereton, did not look at the ball. Michael Gaffer caught in a very difficult position. Desperation shown by Gaffer. He never looked at the ball on any occasion, and a good decision from the umpire.
Fair enough. So Dermot Brereton has the opportunity to kick Hawthorn's second goal. Magnificent player, Dermot Brereton, for Hawthorn. He gets up and underneath it. Doesn't get the distance. Hooks it. Oh, nearly a spectacular mark to Lawrence. And eventually he's been paid a free kick for over the shoulder.
Yeah, free kick being paid. He almost held the ball long enough, actually, Steve Lawrence. Now we look at that again. The free kick, very touchy free kick against Morwood. Hardly anything in it.
When you have a look at that replay, Bernie, gee whiz, and when games are won or lost by less than a goal, you know, some of these decisions can be very critical.
Well, that was a soft free kick, wasn't it, that one?
So Lawrence is on a very difficult angle. The kick, gee, it looks pretty good. It's a goal. So Lawrence's first goal is Hawthorn's second, and they lead by 6 points.
Best on the ground last week, Stephen Lawrence, playing against St Kilda. As we have a look at that free kick again, an enormous leap by Lawrence. But I think Morwood was entitled to do what he did there, trying to go for the spoil. There was hardly any physical contact at all, but they're a line. The umpire saw it that way, so a goal to Hawthorn.
The Hawks by 6 points. Shaw, tackled by Whitman. And they'll go at it again. Perfect day for football. Big crowd in attendance. Collingwood in second position, Hawthorn fifth. A real test of strength here. Monkhurst. Pritchard couldn't get it away from right. What a duel that'll be all day. Monkhurst, well done. Shaw on the up with a right footer. Collins. Langford. Brown with him. Now Francis and Collins. Two real goers, you'd call these two. Francis thinks it's his, but it'll be the boundary umpires.
Don't think Tony Francis's hair colour was that when he came home from Adelaide, Bruce.
Looks different from last week. Front spot, Starcevic, Mullane with some strength there with a high one. Christian underneath it with Langford and Mew. Well done, Christian. Dacos missed it. Pritchard. Good umpiring. Ayres dropping it flat and should have gone. And the snap for goal. It'll go to Brown. And Brown's going to go in. Oh, he makes a mess of it. And it's a behind. He was going to give it to Dacos.
Oh, bad luck there for Gavin Brown. He took Michael Tuck on. He was just slipped at the critical stage, and he couldn't do much about it in the end.
Geez, a few young guys have taken Michael Tuck on over the years and had come unstuck. The kick in is marked by Jenke. He plays on quickly. And good spotting by Jenke. Dippy Domenico on his own, wide on the wing. Runs on with one bounce. The left foot kick into the pocket. Dunstall's a long way out from goal, but he controls it beautifully. Handball over the top. Dippy Domenico's run on. Gaper's under pressure. Morrissey in there. Hawthorn seem to have the numbers. Brereton a kick off the ground. Krasiska back there for Collingwood. And he's able to gather the football, but Platten is there for Hawthorn, and he takes the mark about 65 to 70 metres from goal. Johnny Platten into the pocket, on his own. Unbelievable stuff by the Collingwood defence, and Di Domenico marks inside 50.
The amazing thing, Robbo, here, Di Domenico is actually playing on this wing, over on this side of the ground, and Mullane picked up Kennedy as he ran down on the forward line, leaving Di Domenico as a loose man, and no one was able to pick him up.
But Robert Di Domenico from 50 metres goes short, and it doesn't work. Summing it up nicely was Russell, and he got back there and filled up the gap.
12-7, Hawthorn in front by 5, Shaw the target. Platten with him, McGuan misses it. Tuck does well. Collins, Hudson, short, good stuff, good kick. Well, that was good football by Hawthorn.
Well, they have to work out which man they are actually picking up. I think that Darren Mullane was picking up John Kennedy, as I said, and that was leaving Di Domenico to run into the forward line by himself. Now, Mullane is playing on Di Domenico. He must pick him up.
Krasiska off, keys on Di Domenico from 30 metres, puts it through. The Hawks get their third, but Big Dipper gets his first, and it's 3 goals to 1-1.
Well, that was a quick move from Collingwood, bringing Krasiska off the ground. I noticed he was limping after that first centre square bounce. Hudson charging through the centre there as we look at this in replay. Di Domenico, not enough attention being paid to him by Darren Mullane.
Great kick there by Di Domenico, made sure of it. Collingwood 3 goals, Hawthorn 3 goals, Collingwood 1-1. Mullane kicks Collingwood to centre half forward. Nearly a mark there to Christian. Oh, Francis, was that crude? Umpire calls play on. Collingwood fans unhappy. Still at centre half forward, Christian. Keys only just on the ground. Keys goes for goal. It looks pretty good from here. It's a Collingwood goal. Collingwood 2-1, Hawthorn 3 straight.
And if he could have kicked one of those in the last quarter last week, Robbo. He had 3 chances. Kicked 3 behinds and 1 out of bounds on the full, and he comes on and kicks a miraculous goal over his shoulder there, Terry Keys. He played well against St Kilda the week before, and of course he has replaced Gavin Krasiska.
Michael Roberts, what's the story with Krasiska?
Well, Gavin Krasiska is pointing to his groin. He's got the doctor and physio around him. He seems to be in a bit of a problem, but should be able to come back on the ground.
Well, it's a great game already, 18-13. Brereton involved at centre half forward, and he'll get a free kick.
I think he was shoved into the centre square there, Bruce, so automatically a free kick to Hawthorn.
Dunstall. Well, they've played a lot of games together, Brereton and Dunstall. What key figures have been in Hawthorn's run in the 80s?
They can't afford to do that, either Collingwood. They must show more discipline. Don't be sucked in. Dermott always willing to have a bit of a shoving duel, and they fell into that one.
Dunstall from 45 metres with a drop punt. An excellent kick, but just off at the last moment. Hitting the post, and it's 3-1 to 2-1.
I tell you what, he made that look easy, didn't he, Dunstall, with the distance, Bruce? He's a beautiful kick, Jason Dunstall.
Madigan and Hull were looking on there as Morwood's about to bring it back in.
Shane Morwood obviously looking to give it off to someone to Collingwood's advantage. He holds onto it long enough and then goes towards centre half back. But really, the height was in Hawthorn's advantage there with Lawrence. It's kicked back to within goal-scoring distance. Dunstall gathers and gives the handball away, looking for Kennedy. Platten there, over the top Kennedy. Or Morrissey, a run down by Kerrison. Beautifully and fairly. Play goes on. Morwood under pressure. Handball to McGuan. Tries to get past Anderson. Turner, look at the Hawthorn pressure. Morrissey's kick is magnificent. Hawthorn goal. The Well, Bernie, the pressure there by Hawthorn in the forward line was fantastic.
Yes, it was. I'm not sure, Robert. Was the free kick paid there to Kerrison for that tackle?
Yes, and they played the advantage, and it was really to Collingwood's disadvantage in the end.
Exactly, Bruce. I was thinking that because there was a lot of Hawthorn players around. Collingwood had to handball, and in the end, Jamie Turner running into a lot of trouble. He had nowhere to go, and so on that instance, the advantage turned out to be a disadvantage to Collingwood.
The Hawks by 2. 4-1 to 2-1. Monkhorst and Lawrence. Christian. Pritchard tuck. Keys, Pritchard. Russell hip and shoulder. Pritchard whirled under tuck to half forward. A floater. Gafer. Morwood. Kerrison. McGuan. Starcevic the target. Mew too good. Jenke, I should say. Pritchard, Jenke again. Just playing the 1-2 left foot. Morrissey and Kerrison. Half-forward flank throw in.
I was just going to say, Bruce, that Ray Jenke, only as recently as a couple of seasons ago, was an All-Australian player and has had trouble getting back into this Hawthorn side, but seems fairly settled now on that half-back line. Monkhorst. Tap on by Lawrence. Barwick is there. Tries to give it to Gafer. He's under all sorts of pressure. So is Kerrison. Now Russell. A little left foot kick back into the centre. The Dippers dominating across the centre. And Dippy Domenico's kick to centre half forward. Punched away by Gafer. Platten in there. Held but not in possession. But play goes on. Russell attempted kick off the ground. Goes back after it. Good play, Scott Russell. Now Turner. Tuck in there. Where's he come from? Tackled by Keys. Platten through his legs. Look at the pressure. It's terrific stuff again. Within 6 days, we're watching another one. Kennedy. Bustled out of it by Mullane. Oh, look, no one can get that out. Surely the umpire must call for a bounce. And eventually he does so. And congratulations to all players. They're really having a bit of a dip here at VFL Park.
They certainly did, Robbo, and maybe the umpire just let it go a fraction too long because a couple of players becoming frustrated.
Monkhorst against Lawrence. Lawrence whirled under Kennedy. Mullane misses it. Morrissey, Mullane through his legs. Deer cleverly, if it'll just stay there for Dipper, off the ground, out of bounds on the full. No percentage in that. Really could have let it run out. Was going to gain at the best a couple of metres. And Kerrison now from half back. Keys the target, gives Tuck a shove. They don't pay many free kicks in 1990, but they pay those. So Tuck from centre wing. Lawrence short, Brereton waits. Dunstall gives him the target. He goes to Dunstall. Maud gets in the front spot. Still Maud. Monkhorst. Long way to get down for the big fellow. And it'll be the umpires.
Well, eventually he did all right, Damien Monkhorst there. I thought maybe the Hawks could have taken that football away. They lead by 2 goals. It's in their scoring zone for Hawthorn. Punched back towards Whitman. Lawrence, Hudson. Kick towards full forward. Punched away by Morwood. Close to the boundary line. Shane Morwood takes it over. Boundary throw in about 20 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. Lee Matthews looking quite satisfied with his charges at the moment. Lawrence. Turner. Turner's kick. And it is marked nicely by Tony Shaw right on the 50-metre line. His first real clear possession, I would think, Tony Shaw. And he's kicking towards the centre. Collins. Francis is there. Christian. Oh, Russell under pressure. Christian. Handball wide. Whitman. Quiet worker. Jenke. Centre half forward Lawrence. Outside 50 metres. Maybe too far out to score Stephen Lawrence. A much improved player. A kick to the lead. Dunstall can't quite get there. Kennedy. Shane Morwood. Handball off. Oh, Barwick under all sorts of pressure. McGuan combining with Mullane, and the Magpies out of trouble. Kennedy may run him down, but Mullane goes for Starcevic. And Starcevic around onto the right foot. Chance for Christian. High flyer. He's marked it. Has he? No, he hasn't. Ball comes to ground. That could have nearly been a free kick. Jumping too early. And the umpire allowed play to go on. And eventually calls for a bounce.
Could have almost been the mark of the year, Michael Christian, had he been able to control that on the way down.
Hung there forever, Bernie. Christian to Shaw. McGuan had to go backwards. Still McGuan. Just a little one round the body to Starcevic, but it took a long time to get there. Hudson. Barwick. Good hip and shoulder by the Big Dipper. Anderson. Barwick a bit high on Anderson. And Mullane at centre wing.
Great footy game.
Terrific, isn't it? Monkhurst sweeps at the gaffer, who should go straight down the centre. He tries to chip one. They're going short, Collingwood, and Mew just tidies up, and he'll hit Dipper on the chest, and Dipper will be away. A poor kick. Dunstall. Morwood with him. Morrissey. They call him the freak. Dunstall will just chip it short to Brereton. He's got him, and you can't come from behind Dermy in that position.
Great teaming up by the Hawthorn side. One mistake Collingwood made, taking the ball down in the forward line. Michael Gafer has not got the skills. He's kicking, lets him down. There's no player who sticks closer to an opponent than Michael Gafer, but he must kick long rather than short kicks when it's in danger of another player getting the ball and running it up the other end of the ground.
Brereton from 40 metres with a high one, and he's missed again just as he did 10 minutes ago. So a little bit of luck there for the Woods.
Bruce, you get the impression the wind might be blowing across to this side. A couple of shots from Hawthorn have come out to this right-hand side. McGuan's kick to half-back. Turner marks, plays on. Handball over the top to Kelly. Kelly's in the centre. A nice long kick towards half-forward. Gafer. His opponent for the day looks to be Ayres. Tuck. Collins. Desperation written all over the face of those two defenders. Gathered by Pritchard. A kick across his body, back in towards the centre, and good ball handling there by Barwick. Barwick's kick is long. Oh, Collins has showed courage that 5 men couldn't show together. Magnificent effort, Andrew Collins, and he's marked in the back pocket. Short kick, and Whitman, I feel improving with every game, Chris Whitman. Kick into the centre. Lawrence punched away by Monkhurst. Nearly gathered by Anderson. Desperation by Tony Shaw. And he's holding the football. That was a little cruel because that man, nearly 99% of the time, tries to move the ball on.
Oh, that's a tough decision, all right, Robbo.
Platten from centre half back. In the front spot, Hudson. Mullane with him. No decision there. Barwick doing pretty well. Right cleverly, brilliantly done. Excellent football, and then bangs it towards Brown. Langford. Mullane. Still Mullane. White and Collins. Collins cleverly to Platten. Kennedy will get this footy. No, kick not good enough from Platten. Really should have hit him on the chest from there. But the pace of the game and the pressure is just what you'd expect with these two great clubs opposed to one another in such an important match.
Collingwood have put Kelly on Dermot Brereton, and Michael Gafer's now playing on Deer.
Starcevic gathers the football and kicks it long towards half-forward. Keys nearly marked it. Collins tidies up, and a lovely little kick finds Jenke. Jenke at centre half-back. He's got 2 or 3 in support. Anderson and Pritchard. Pritchard gets around and kicks it long. Brereton's his target. And Brereton he finds. Outside 50. Won't waste any time. Oh, the kick's smothered, but it comes back. He may even kick a goal now. Dermot Brereton goes long. And it just bounces out of bounds in the right forward pocket. Bruce, before the game started, the flags were really limp. Now they're blowing a little bit to the left of screen.
Collingwood's in. Kerrison in a bit of trouble too, I reckon. He called for the trainer there. Turner. Collingwood's big problem. They've got Dacos and Francis who can't get a kick on the forward line. Mew from Platten. Brereton stages one. Not paid. Good umpiring. Morwood to Barwick, who loves to run with the footy. He's had 2, and he'll go to right. They've got to make something now of this. Wright's away to centre half forward. Brown at the back. Still Brown. Francis was waiting for it. And once again, it gets to half forward, and Hawthorn rebounded. Kennedy with skill to Anderson. Anderson can attack, and Dunstall will take it, and that was wonderful.
Oh, that's the difference between the two sides there, Bruce. Collingwood running the ball into their forward line. They had a beautiful opportunity to score with Barwick over to Wright, but Wright's long kick, just hoping that someone will take a mark or something will happen. The difference, Hawthorn running it down, Dunstall on the lead, pinpoint accuracy with a pass, and almost a certain goal.
30 metres out, drop punt straight through the middle. So the Hawks are away. It's 5-1 to 2-1.
I noticed last week in the big game against Essendon, Collingwood also did that. They ran the ball down very well out of the back line and around the centre line. But once they got to around about the half-forward line, they just blazed away, hoping that something would happen. They must run the ball down further or kick to a leading player, because they've got Langford playing on Brown, who is too tall. If the ball's up in the air, Langford will have no problem thumping it away.
Hawthorn lead by 3 goals, close to quarter time. Lawrence and Kennedy, Monkhurst, Christian, Paul Deere eventually gets his foot to the ball. Di Domenico showing courage. He'll get up, he's as tough as old boots. Morrissey, Tuck, left foot kick by Tuck into the pocket. Too far for Brereton. He marked it, but it was over on the full, and the free kick will be taken by Kelly. And the boys are just asserting their superiority, or perhaps letting each other know who may be the strongest.
But they've allowed that.
There is a ridiculous free kick given here.
Or did they pay the mark?
Absolutely. Well, I thought the boundary umpire indicated out of bounds at the full. Brereton kicks to Dunstall. And Bernie, I'd like you to comment there that he jumped a little early, putting the backside into the opposition.
There's Brereton again first, Robbo. Definitely out of bounds on the full, so the free kick has been paid. Well, Kelly held on to him for a long time for no apparent reason.
But the ball's out of play.
It doesn't
There's been
matter.
nothing serious there.
It doesn't matter. They can still play free kicks where the ball's in play or out of play.
Well, nothing serious in my opinion. Dunstall to kick for goal from only 20 metres out. Difficult angle. Goal umpire, great position. Unfortunately for Jason Dunstall, it's a behind. So he's kicked 1 goal too. Hawks 5-2, Collingwood 2-1.
Morwood to bring her back in. A minute and a half remaining. Kerrison's just come off for Collingwood, and Krasiska back on. Poor kick. It floats fortunately into Mullane's arms. Just starting to find his feet, Mullane. Centre wing, Brown the target. Shaw tried to squeeze it out, then cleverly hurled it up. This is good. Starcevic can go all the way. And it's a behind.
That was a waste from Starcevic, a complete waste there, Bruce. He just blazed away. He was too far out to score and really just didn't have a look at any other Collingwood player. Showed tunnel vision there. Not good enough.
Langford with a long one. Kennedy at the back. Brown did very well. Mew with him. Right. Hawthorn with the numbers. Still with the numbers. Pritchard over the top. And again a free kick against Collingwood.
Blazing stuff.
Well, the umpires look, I think, for the player to throw his hand up in the air to show that he's got hold of the player, and I think a lot of the times that sways their decision.
Pritchard to centre wing. Kelly with a one-hander. We're in the last 30 seconds of the first quarter. Kelly to centre half forward. Christian the target. Dacos at the back. Well done again by Mew and Ayres. Tuck got it off Pritchard, and Brereton at centre wing. Time will probably beat Brereton. 10 seconds remaining. It's been Hawthorn's quarter. Sweeps it to Anderson. 5 seconds to go. Dunstall on a long lead. It didn't set Dipper off the ground. Well done, Morwood. And now the siren goes. At quarter time, it's Hawthorn by 18. 5-2 to 2-2. Set to go again. Collingwood to the right, Hawthorn to the left, Lawrence and Monkhurst. Dacos, first effective touch. Keys, didn't go very far. Mullane and Hudson. Starcevic and Jenke. Di Domenico, who played very well in the first quarter. Lawrence, Platten cleverly. He meant that for Kennedy. Chips it away to Dunstall. And they just look for him every time.
Yeah, you're right, Bruce, and why not? Because he's an enormous player, Jason Dunstall. He leads so well, and once he gets his hands to the ball, there's no stopping him, especially when he's out in front, very strong in front of his body.
He's kicked 1-2 today, 62 for the year, 539 in his glorious career. One of the great full forwards of all time. High drop punt, and straight as a die. Never going to miss that one. It's 6-2 to 2-2. And Bernie, dangerous time here for Collingwood.
Well, I think already, Bruce, worrying signs for Collingwood. They're not winning the ball out of the centre of the ground. Hawthorn, as Michael Roberts said, at quarter time, very keen to do well, especially around the centre square area where they're winning the ball, and they're finishing the play much better when they get it into their forward line.
So a bounce back in the centre. Hawks lead by 4 goals. Dacos has been kept out of it beautifully. Platten's a chance. Still an opportunity. Somehow he got the ball over to Anderson. Anderson runs to within goal scoring distance. And if you don't mind, that's another Hawthorn goal. Dean Anderson kicks his first goal. And within seconds of the Hawthorn's 6th goal, they post their 7th.
Let's have a look at this replay again. Johnny Platten, a lovely little throw over the top there. The umpire didn't pick him up, but it certainly looked like a throw. Anderson on the run. They're certainly showing a clean pair of heels to the Collingwood defenders. That's the way to play the game of football. Run the ball into the forward line. A shot from about the 35-40 metre mark makes it a lot easier.
Ruckman go at it again. Monkhurst, Hudson, now Whitman. Handball, but it goes to Russell. Collingwood need the next one, just to hold it ever so slightly. Manson, now Francis, into an open goal. Tony Francis, and it's there. So Collingwood get their badly needed 3rd goal. They trail by 4 goals.
And good to see James Manson on the ground playing at full forward. That's released Gavin Brown out to the pocket. Dacos now playing on the ball. James Manson, you know you're going to get 100% contest every time. He may not be the best kick in the Collingwood lineup, but good play there. He's a moving target. Good hand pass out to Francis, and maybe a little bit more movement in the Collingwood forward line will pay dividends.
4 goals in it, 7-3. Monkhurst, Dacos in the centre square now. Shaw, Francis concedes a lot of ground. Barwick keys the target. Scott Starcevic short. Manson leads to centre-half forward. He kicks it there. At the back, Langford. Shaw trying to crash through. Platten. Manson. Good contest. Players with their eyes on the footy all the way there. Christian drops back to the goal square on his own. Now Mew picks him up. Well, Ian Robertson said they needed the next one, maybe the next couple again, to really close it up. Russell, Dacos, still Dacos, and Manson the target. Well, Dacos, that was brilliant.
There's great play by Dacos, showing his ability. Now he's playing on the ball. He's able to move around with a little bit more freedom than when he's playing on the forward line. A good move by Lee Matthews. And also James Manson, able to take a high mark on the forward line.
Manson from 30 metres. An awkward looking kick. And a disappointing result. A Hawthorn player in trouble at centre half back. Just not sure whether it's Jenke or not. Can't quite pick it up, I think it is.
You're right, Bruce. Ray Jenke.
So 7-2 to 3-3. And Ian, last week, James Manson missed a couple like that against Essendon, and they were costly.
Gee, they do become critical, Bruce, in the final analysis. Paul Hudson with the football, looking for Brereton. He's bumped off the football by Kelly. Oh, Brereton goes back. Turner there to help out. And a nice little kick by Jamie Turner. And he's given it off beautifully there to Peter Keys. Terry Keys, rather. Terry Keys kick. Centre half forward, punched away. Starcevic, lovely hand pass to Francis. And Francis is the man that can lift Collingwood with pace. Manson, taken away by Langford. Manson still in the contest. but Langford's able to kick it away. Not too far because Mullane's back there. Whitman a little too fierce. Mullane, oh, Dacos messes it up with Tony Shaw. And a free kick there, well, it was a little iffy.
No, the free kick was there. The free kick was there, Robbo, but the bad play by Peter Dacos, the pass meant for Tony Shaw.
Now Tuck. Jenke, who's up on his feet, could go to the forward line, may have been winded. Brereton and Dunstall. And Lawrence. Deere pulled off a little bit. No, it'll be a ball up. Well, it's fierce in the trenches. And the 223s are at the bottom of most of them on the forward line. Brereton and Kelly. 7-2-3-3. Monkhurst and Deere. Deere did pretty well in the end. Russell and Anderson. Anderson brilliantly done with some pace there. So 4 goals again, the difference. 7-3-3-3. He was a very good junior athlete, Anderson. And on the run, he's impossible to catch, and he'll keep going all day. So Morwood to bring it back in.
Shane Morwood looking to the outer side. Drop punt kick goes outside 50. Monkhurst taps it to the back. Tony Shaw's there. He's bumped off the football by Dipper Domenico. Monkhurst is still there and gets the handball back. Is Dipper in trouble behind play? Mullane sees the ball over and Dipper's hurt his shoulder.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Certainly hurt his shoulder. And Bernie, it doesn't look too good for Hawthorn.
No, I think we won't see much more of Dipper today. That'll be it, I think.
Here go the Hawks again. Hudson. Morrissey, who can do anything from any position. And look at this. Oh, a left-foot goal there by James Morrissey. And that's his second goal. The Hawks 8-3, Collingwood 3-3.
It's a sad sight, though, for the Hawthorn fans. Dipper with that right shoulder. Let's have a look again what happened. He went into bump. Oh, that's where when he hit the ground, I think his shoulder was forced back. And in a lot of problem, may have even dislocated that right shoulder.
So a sorry sight for the Hawks as they lead by 5. Robert Dipper Domenico, who's had 9 kicks and 1 handball and has been a star today, is coming off the ground. But they're 5 in front, and the damage may have been done. Mullane. Collins and Francis. Brown. Langford into Brown's back. No, the other way.
I saw it your way, Bruce. I can't work that out.
Tell you what, all the iffy decisions have gone in Hawthorn's favour.
As Dipper goes off, it was Ayres that was into the back of Brown, but it's a free kick to Collins. So Dipper Domenico got an enormous hand. One of the heroes of AFL footy. And Tony Hall will get just as big a hand when he comes on. So Mullane's got it. Now Dipper Domenico about to go off, and Hall about to come on for his first game of the season. Mullane to half forward. New Christian, and Hall's on the ground. McGuan. Francis. Still Collingwood can't do anything with it. And it'll be a ball up, and there goes number 6 across the centre now. Mew and Christian sort themselves out. And this time the free kick to Collingwood.
Well, they're not putting up with any nonsense today, Bruce, after the ball's been called to a halt.
To full forward. Ayres. Hudson will have to wait. Langford. Keys with him. Brown with a chance. With some courage, but a great tackle by Tuck. Stopped him in his tracks. And again, a ball up.
I was going to say, Bruce, that Dipper Domenico taken off outside the interchange area. Can't come back on. No stretcher case. Hawthorn down to 19 men. The kick back into the centre. No mark taken by Lawrence. McGuan just a little bit under pressure there. McGuan didn't quite know what to do with the football. Collingwood still a chance to go clear. Russell, left foot kick by that player up to the goal front, and a good mark taken by Manson in front of Langford.
An excellent mark, James Manson in front. He's not scared to put his big body in front. Langford trying to spoil, but Manson with a height advantage, of course, playing in front.
Magpies need it badly. And the Magpies have got it. So James Manson gets his first goal. Collingwood get their fourth, but they still trail by 24 points.
And James Manson, the player in picture there, as we look at that mark again, an excellent mark in front. Just a little bit too tall there for Chris Langford. Of course, by putting his body in front, he had the reach advantage, but he has added some life to the Collingwood forward line and released Gavin Brown further up the ground.
Monkhurst, good long run up and gets the tap out. Whitman knocks it forward. Russell, no one in particular. Kelly, Barwick. Collingwood are under pressure. Morrissey, good work. Kelly's underneath it with Brereton. And the umpire calls for a bounce between centre and centre-half forward, favouring the Hawks.
Well, there was an article in the Melbourne newspaper last night saying that Collingwood could win this with aggression, but what about Hawthorn's attack on the footy? They've got the power every time it gets into the packs. Hall's first touch, and he's tested immediately by Starcevic. Mullane, short to Brown. Ayres with him. Still Brown. Ayres has got him. Platten. New. It's like Hawthorn in the late 80s, but now Shaw to Mullane, who should attack here. Well, he did it off one leg. Christian. Well done again by Mew. Whitman. Jenke. It's thrilling to watch this Hawthorn backline when they play like this. Brereton. And they give him a raspberry, but it won't worry Dermott.
I think he fires better, actually, Bruce, when Dipper's under the hammer.
Michael Roberts, Robert Diaby-Domenico situation.
Yes, as Ian Robinson said, he was taken straight off the ground. He's straight up the race with a dislocated shoulder.
Jenke, left foot kick to centre-half forward. Deer has interfered with Gafer, I would suggest. No, other way. Well, I could see them off the football having a go at each other. Umpire saw it that Paul Deer was interfered with, and he'll take the free kick. He's looking for Dunstall. Dunstall, Morwood, close. Morwood has the football. Morrissey somehow got his foot to the ball and kicked it behind. 2 goals, 1 to James Morrissey.
Great contest, Robbo, wasn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic stuff, Bernie. It's amazing. You get a feel when you see the grounds like this, not much wind, and the finals are only 3 weeks away. It's great stuff.
Yeah, this is virtually a mini-final, this game, for both sides.
Tony Shaw marks the kick in. No one to give it to.
Dunstall looks in a bit of trouble at full forward, so after that clash with Morwood.
Hawks still in attack. Tony Hall up towards the full forward position. The mark is taken by Shane Morwood. Cooley, left foot kick. Mullane outside 50.
Christian with the lead. Not a good kick. And it'll be Christian over the line. There's Dunstall. Just checking his jaw, Shane Morwood coming back to him. He's kicked 2 goals already, Dunstall, 2-2. G. Lawrence took off early, free kick Monkhurst. And listen to the ironical cheers. Dacos, Starcevic. Not much penetration there for Collingwood. 3 touches of the footy and they got it 30 metres. Starcevic to Brown. Ayres with him. Tuck. Just keeps possession. 402 games to Anderson, who they're grooming to be the heir apparent to play the similar role. Mew. And what a comeback he's made to senior football. Retired at the end of last year. Sore body, aching limbs. Brereton, McGuan. Mullane with some strength there to Russell. That was excellent football. Shaw. Can Collingwood mount something here? A good kick to Christian. Mew's got hold of him. Handball on. Starcevic chips it. Manson. Langford with him. Indirect footy by Collingwood. Wright with some pace. Manson takes the mark. Was he off?
More importantly, how far did the kick travel?
About
12.5 metres.
Just. You're generous.
Oh, dear, it's amazing, isn't it?
sure Collingwood would have loved Brown to have had his hands on it, not Manson. He was right behind him. Manson from 50 metres. High drop punt, goal square. They fly. Tuck. Whitman concedes a behind.
Free kick, Bruce.
To Tuck or to Whitman.
I think it may have been to Whitman as he went to give the handball away, or give the tap away, he was pushed in the back. So Whitman in the last line of defence, short, a little too high there for Pritchard. He's a clever player though, Darren Pritchard, and he gets away from Manson and kicks it high towards the wing. No mark taken. Look at Hawthorn, still on their feet, and Morrissey takes it away. Long kick to centre half forward. Oh, great effort there by Mullane. Getting back Gayfer. Tackle by Hall was good, but he able to get the handball away to Kelly. Kelly goes back to Gayfer. What's Gayfer going to do with it? He kicks it in short, and it's effective. The mark is taken by Russell. Russell gives the handball away. Gayfer again. Handball Starcevic. Starcevic is on centre wing. High to centre half forward. Christian's in good position. He can't mark. Ayres gets the handball away. Platten quickly from hand to foot into the centre. Mark taken by Hudson.
To half forward. Brereton the target. Well done, Kelly. Still Kelly and Brereton. Brereton, free kick to Kelly.
Gee, they were lucky. 3-2 there in favour of Hawthorn.
Collingwood, when they get the ball into the forward line, Starcevic again, a good example of that. He just kicked long to a big pack of players.
Monkhorst on a lead. They're chipping away. Just don't have the avenues to goal that Hawthorn has. Centre square. Mew and Christian. Mew did well. Christian couldn't hold him. Kelly. Turner. It's all a bit slow motion like it was last week in the first half. Keys. They're just chipping and trying to set something up. A poor kick. Mew in the front spot. And he's winning centre half back.
Same thing again, Bruce. Terrible play by Collingwood. Big pack of players. No movement from Michael Christian at centre half forward.
It's their rovers, I think, Bernie, around that centre that just aren't running past players enough. Too stereotype. Paul Deere. Morrissey's caught, but gets the handball to Lawrence. Lawrence's kick. Centre half forward. John Kennedy. Play on. He looked for the ball, but he didn't get it. Umpire said, going for it a little bit harder. Turner. Wide kick. Christian and Mew. Mew comes down, but Ayres is there to help out. And the experience of Hawthorn, Gary Ayres, Chris Mew, Michael Tuck. And here's one of the younger ones, Anderson. And there's one of the champions, Dunstall. And he marks only 30 metres from goal.
Really, Robbo, at the moment they're giving Collingwood a football lesson. The way they're delivering the ball into the forward line. Anderson, to a moving player all the time. Michael Christian playing centre half forward for Collingwood has just been propping and stopping, trying to take the high mark. You cannot do it.
Dunstall from 30 metres. Goal umpire signals a goal. Jason Dunstall, 3. James Morrissey, 2. And the rest are singles on both scorelines. But more importantly, the Hawks lead 9-4 to 4-3.
It's a magnificent pass by Anderson. Of course, a good lead by Dunstall. And there's the goal-kicking style of Jason Dunstall. 3 for the game. And certainly providing a target on the Hawthorn forward line.
58 to 27, Dunstall with 3. A star at full forward. And that last passage of play really symbolised what's happened in the first half. Hudson with a quick kick. Morrissey. Brereton. And it's another one. 10-4, 4-3. The floodgates have opened. And the Hawks have marched through them at 64 to 27.
I think it might be time to change our tips, Robbo. Can we tip Hawthorn now? Oh, gee, this is a footballing lesson, isn't it?
I'm glad the coin came up heads for me, Bernie.
Dermot Brereton, great skills on that left foot. Just showing Collingwood how it should be played with the ball into that forward line.
64 to 27. Lawrence gets himself set. Monkhorst with him, wins it clearly, but Hudson again. This time Brown did something about it. Mew to the space. Deer and Gayfer. Hawthorn always first to the ball. Barwick. Shaw. Platten did very well with him. Shaw unable to get away. And they'll regroup. Bobby Rose, who has a great Collingwood stalwart and former champion and coach, must be wondering what's happening.
Monkhurst, Lawrence gets the tap out, goes towards Hall. Gee, that's tested his knee, that little crunch there. Gavin Brown has been brought up the field. Tony Shaw, Lawrence flips it back, but Mullane, they'll be looking for a lift, and it's got to come from players like Mullane and Dacos. Ayres, strength, backs his judgment, gets it to Hudson. With composure, Paul Hudson, left foot kick in towards the centre. Brereton gets it away. Pritchard maybe run down. Barwick's got the football. Handball over the top is a little fierce, but McGuan gathers. Handball on further. Tees. Oh, long hand pass has been smothered. Back is Whitman. Brown there for Collingwood, and the Hawks are quite prepared to hold it in. And centre half back.
Tremendous play by Hawthorn. They got the numbers back across that Collingwood half-back line. That was looking dangerous there for a moment. Had Key's hand pass been effective, they would have had a shot at goal, but Hawthorn did well to get the numbers there.
And they're out of trouble through Jenky. Long kick. Good mark to Christian.
Now centre half back to Robbo.
Obviously, yes, Bernie playing there on Dermot Brereton. Gayfer. Kick wide. Mark taken by Wright. Wright, just forward of the wing. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Collingwood mark taken by Barwick. And he did it very well in the finish, Doug Barwick.
Yeah, Starcevic now playing centre half forward. Christian centre half back. Collingwood needed to make changes.
Barwick's long kick, he hooks it into the pocket. Manson has the football, caught by Langford. An umpire in the finish. Well, I've seen those efforts there penalised. This time, the umpire calls for a bounce in the left forward pocket for Collingwood.
Manson and Langford. Langford, Mullane, Brown, Mullane. Round his body. Dacos in the front spot. Manson. Ayres, who's been absolutely magnificent. Mew. Morwood misses it. Hall. Brereton and Christian. Oh, Jeremy gives away a free kick. It was there. Just a little nudge to get rid of Christian, who'll chip it short to Morwood. But this is where Collingwood is falling down, when they go forward from here. And again, a very poor kick. Well, Lee Matthews must be disappointed with that.
That's dreadful, Bruce, isn't it? Craig Kelly now full-back, also on Dunstall, and Morwood playing further up the ground.
Well, it's not only inaccurate, it's so indirect. Morwood from centre wing again. Let's see if he can do something. Shaw from the centre, but again, it's just chip. A lot of possessions, not much distance.
Give Hawthorn credit. They're forcing him to do it.
Brown. Anderson. No one at the fall of that for Collingwood. Gayfer and Deer. Well done by Morrissey. He just tapped it away from Christian at the vital time. And then he gets it to Platten, who gives it to Lawrence, and away they go again. And Hudson with a one-hander. Mullane gets back. Good play by Mullane. Defensive work by the centre wing player. Pritchard goes early. Morrissey chips it. And he chips it well to Hall.
Why wasn't Pritchard jumping early? A free kick.
Hall with a long one. Brereton. Kennedy still in play. Now out of bounds in the pocket.
Sometimes I wonder about that jumping early decision, Bernie. Darren Pritchard from that kick out jumped far too early. Boundary throw in, Monkhurst. Anderson. High kick up to the goal line. Mark taken by Kelly. And he's playing a reasonable game against the odds in the back line there for Collingwood. Morwood takes it away. Over the top, Gayfer. Will it sit for him? Now eventually it does. Sweeping hand pass. Turner, nicely. Starcevic gets around. Gives the handball off to Russell. And Russell and Francis are the players that have got to give Collingwood something. Tees. Round onto the left foot. And not a bad kick from the unnatural side. But a great mark taken by Langford at full-back for Hawthorn. Plays on quickly. Kicks it long. His spotting is brilliant. And the Great mark taken by Hall, unselfishly to Platten. Platten, a great pass, finds Kennedy, and look at Hawthorn sharing it around. Hall, long, towards full forward, punched away, it rebounds, Collingwood have got the numbers. Now Russell, handball over the top, goes to McGuan. Eventually, he kicks the football to centre-half forward to Marcus, taken by Barwick.
Plays on quickly, Starcevic the target. Kicks it at right angles to him, free kick. Collins made a mistake there because I reckon Starcevic was nearly snookered and he should have sat on him. Didn't need to give the free kick away. So from 60 metres, Starcevic goes short looking for Manson. Langford, Keys, now the chance. Brown, and he's kicked it through. It's 10-4 to 5-3. And will that lift the Maggies?
Well, let's hope so, Bruce, because they've been completely outplayed by Hawthorn in this first half. They've tried a couple of things, but have looked promising in this second quarter. A couple of times they've ran the ball right out of the back line, right across the centre line, up into the half-forward line, but across that half-forward line, that's where they've been falling down.
Hawthorn lead by 31 points, 64 to 33, close to half-time. Lawrence doing well in the ruck contests around that centre, and again he gets it towards Hudson. But Tony Shaw, oh, he couldn't give it a free kick. Now the advantage is paid. Can Collingwood get one before half-time? Because it could be a very, very important one. Right. Oh, he should have held on to it, James Manson. Langford. And Hawthorn may rebound it back. John Kennedy's on centre wing. No one in front of him. After two bounces, now he kicks. Drop punt kick to full forward. Punched away by Kelly. Back to Anderson. Collingwood are there. Turner. Back into the centre, but it's a poor kick. The mark is taken by Whitman. Now this fellow holds his place in the Hawthorn side week in, week out. So there must be a lot of Hawthorn people happy with his performances. Chris Whitman to full forward. Oh, good mark, Monkhurst. Looking to play on, he's forced to. Kelly in the goal square. And Collingwood give away behind.
Yes, well, Monkhurst, he should have learned a couple of weeks ago when he went to play on, was caught against Footscray.
It was a bad miss up here, though, Bernie, by Manson, wasn't it? Mullane at half-back.
With a bounce to centre wing. Jenke, Keys. Well, a couple of times also, Bernie, Hawthorn have been able to rebound off poor kicks from Turner. You mentioned Gayfer early. Those slow 30-metre kicks out of the back line, they're dangerous if they don't come off.
They stick well, but they don't deliver the ball well out of the back line.
Lawrence went early. Typical example was Langford about 5 minutes ago when he had two options and he went for the long one to Hall and rather Platten. So the rebound's been a big difference here. 10-5, just before half-time. Brown, Jenke with a high one. Hawks kicking with any breeze there is. Brereton and Christian a test of strength. Deer, Hall, what an impact he's had. Hudson, Anderson, will they get another one? He can line it up. Caught, back turns, Warwood's away. Brown in the centre, 10 seconds remaining. They've got to move it quickly. Russell, 7 seconds to go. Collingwood have got to take a mark here. It's Dougie Barwick, and he's got it. And he can kick this as the siren sounds.
Well, I think if anyone was having a shot, Bruce, I think Collingwood would like to have it in the hands of Doug Barwick. A good mark over the top of Michael Tuck. He will make the distance. He kicks the ball a long way, Doug Barwick.
Well, wouldn't it be something if he could drill this right through the middle? They trail by 32 points. This would give them a lift. Barwick from 50. Drop punt. It's high, it's long, and it is a beauty. 10-5 to 6-3. 6-3. Collingwood to the left, the scoring end, as Michael Roberts told us at half-time. Lawrence gets the first tap away. Brown, who's in the centre square. Dacos at the back, Mew at the front. Morwood. Well, Dacos and Shaw, it's the second time they've contested the same footy. Starcevic, now Shaw with a quick one, but a poor kick. Gave Keys little chance. And Collins at centre half back. Goes wide, looks for Mew. Didn't quite get there. He's now besieged. Lawrence off the ground. They do that so very well, Hawthorn. The little tap on, the little kick on. They set it up again. Whitman on the receiving end from Anderson. Hudson the target. Uses his body very, very well. Now Dunstall wants it quickly and he gives it to him, but not with quite the power that was required, and Kelly was in the front spot.
And perhaps Collingwood's best player, Craig Kelly. At full-back, chips it into Tony Shaw. Tony Shaw's kick wide. Marcus taken by Monkhurst. Monkhurst short. Starcevic marks just forward of the centre circle. So Craig Starcevic now. Drop punt kick towards full forward. Manson can't mark, but he's got the football. Yes, he does break the Johnny Platten tackle, but a poor kick into full forward. Collins fumbles. Was that over on the full? No, it wasn't, by Barwick. So we'll have a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for Collingwood. And they badly need Bernie to kick this first goal.
He lets himself down, Manson, time and again with his kicking. He gets the ball so very well. And yet from about 45 metres out, he just wasted that kick.
Ayres, clears. Mark taken by Lawrence at centre half back.
Lack of understanding again there. It was Shaw and Barwick. Poor bounce, should suit Collingwood. Anderson, well done, Monkhurst. Now Morwood gives Wright the chase, but gives Mew a chance with Starcevic. Still Mew. Bit too easy in the end. Russell, Hudson, who's played pretty well, and chips it to Hall. He can use Kennedy, but Mullane does well. Won't let him go to Kennedy. Now finally Kennedy. Back to Hall. It doesn't sit. It was a poor handball by Kennedy. Morwood, Mullane. Gafer squeezes a left footer over the line. Not good.
No, we're talking about that. A couple of Collingwood players with very ordinary skill levels. Manson and Michael Gafer, a tremendous defender, but sometimes waste the ball.
Whitman looks for Lawrence. Uncontested. Monkhurst out of position. Lawrence, who kicked a goal in the first quarter from the pocket after contesting a mark and getting a free kick. That was a tight angle. It was a very good kick. This one much more orthodox from about 45 metres. This to put Hawthorn 5 and a bit in front. Drop punt. He's kicked it very well and very straight. Through the middle. 11-5 to 6-3.
And that's Lawrence's second goal. He does play very well in the ruck, running up and down the ground, a good defender. He plays the game more as a ruck rover, very mobile big man. Here's a mark by Lawrence, and Monkhurst not able to get back there quickly enough. He usually does that very well, running across that half-back line, playing as an extra defender. But Lawrence, with his mobility, causing a few headaches.
Doing very well, Stephen Lawrence. Monkhurst gets the tap out. Lawrence nearly took it away. Dacos fumble. Tony Shaw off the ground. Rebounds for Hawthorn. Out wide to centre wing on this member's side. Russell attempted kick off the ground. Brown goes back. Handball over the top. Tony Shaw. In turn goes to Keys, who goes to Francis. Francis runs away and goes for goal. This is goal of the day. Tony Francis. Terrific stuff.
Well, that was a magnificent goal from Francis, and Collingwood still in this match, even though they probably don't deserve to be. And Tony Francis, as Robbo called, real goal of the day stuff. He took on the Hawthorn defenders with a lot of dash, a lot of pressure in the end. Also, Collins closing on him rapidly. A magnificent kick off the boot. A real team-lifting goal there from Tony Francis.
So the Magpies, the spirit is enormous. Monkhurst again. Hudson couldn't do anything with it. Tony Hall just kicks it just a little bit too quickly. Anderson across his body. Morrissey can't mark. Collingwood getting back. Russell across his body. Collingwood under pressure. The ball at centre half forward for the Hawks. Hudson goes bang and kicks the goal. Hudson's first goal, and everything Collingwood can throw at Hawthorn, the Hawks seem to have the answers.
Well, they've got the skills, haven't they, Robbo? They get the ball into that forward line. Rarely, if they have an opportunity, do they mess it up, and that's something Collingwood must learn. They've had the ball down on their forward line on so many occasions, only to see Hawthorn turn it around, race it back down the other end of the ground. When Hawthorn get the ball, they make the most of their opportunities, and that's why they're a champion side.
12-5, 7-3. Brown. Ayres off the ground. Turner and Morrissey. Left foot. Shaw. Platten late. High one to centre half forward. Ayres and Tuck. Take your pick in the end. Platten. Round his body. Anderson, who's been a thorn for Collingwood today. He's outrun Russell. Look at this. Pritchard with space. Dunstall. Mullane, and is at 50.
It should be definitely 50, Bruce, and it may even be a report. There's no doubt there will be 50. Oh, that's heavy stuff there from Darren Mullane. Not very sensible, though, because this is going to put Jason Dunstall right on the goal line.
You'd like to know what Dermot Brereton's saying to Mullane back there in the goal square, wouldn't you?
Well, this is a certain goal to Hawthorn, and not very clever play there by Darren Mullane. Ridiculous play, in fact. And very nearly a reportable incident there.
Dunstall for his fourth. 13-5, 7-3.
Well, they've been able to answer every challenge, Hawthorn. Jason Dunstall out on the lead after some superb play from further down the ground. Collingwood again. Let's have a look at this incident again from Darren Mullane. There's an easy chest mark well after he'd taken the mark. Darren Mullane with the arm raised and completely unnecessary there.
Just to qualify, I was going to compliment that kick by Pritchard. I know he was in the open, Bruce, but gee, if you were full forward, Bernie, and you had the opportunity to lead to kicks like that, you'd be licking your chops, wouldn't you?
It'd be a pleasure playing there, wouldn't it, Robert? Especially the way they brought it from defence into attack. Not a Collingwood player touching the ball.
13-5, 7-3. Monkhurst again. Francis, this time's on the end of it. Kicks it high to centre half forward. Jenky back. Oh, what a good mark. Keys for Collingwood.
Superb.
And the Collingwood fans screaming for a penalty.
I think he was throwing himself around there, Robbo. No 50-metre penalty there.
Well, there's a lot of those black and white streamers out there, Bernie, and sometimes...
Look at that mark, though. That's a bird mark running with the flight of the ball. Jenky holding on. Keys throwing himself around.
Keys from 50. And he nearly gets the distance, but it's helped over by Langford. And the smile of the goal umpire, obviously he's not a Collingwood supporter because it's a behind to the Magpies. Collingwood 7-4, Hawthorn 13-5.
Langford, one of the champs for Hawthorn over the years. Ayres the target, and it's been paid. The handball to Mew. Well, how many times has Langford, Ayres and Mew over the years? Now Hall at centre wing. And there are Hawks everywhere. Collins, just short again to Brereton. Well done, Christian. Able to punch it away. Pritchard was lurking. Michael Christian given the job on Brereton. At about halfway through the first quarter. 83-46. Monkhurst and Lawrence. Morrissey just waits for it. Turner sweats on him. Well, no one's got hold of him. Play on. Good call, that. Russell. Francis. Shaw. No free kick. Kennedy. Whitman. Off one leg. Dunstall again. He's just so quick. He's like a panther.
Yes, well, a little bit of luck came into that, Bruce, also, because the kick from Whitman there off the side of the boot Yeah, just slipping off the side of the boot, and Dunstall happened to be just in the right position.
But he can twist and turn like very few full forwards, and from 25 metres kicks his fifth. 14-5 to 7-4, and the Hawks have really opened up here.
It's been a great exhibition from the entire Hawthorn side. Dippy Domenico, who started off so brilliantly, now off the ground. Maybe Tony Shaw a little bit unlucky not to get a free kick there, dragged off the ball. Craig Kelly expecting the kick to go towards the goal line, raced back there, but it fell short. And Dunstall, as Bruce said, very agile.
Hawthorn have kicked 4 goals. Collingwood have kicked 1 in this third quarter. So the gap has widened. 43 points in favour of the Hawks. Kennedy, handball. There was an option past Platt, and it was Mew. Mew's kick to Brereton. Can't mark. Morrissey dispossessed, but Pritchard's there. They always seem to have someone there to give a teammate a bit of a assistance in the crunch situation. Morwood, centre half-back, kicks it wide. McGuan gathers but falls over. Whitman, Anderson, there's another player helping. This time it's Platt. The spirit of Hawthorn is alive and well. The kick to centre half forward. Deere, there's a player on his own, it's Dunstall. Can he get there? No, he helps the ball back into play. The goal umpire's signal it's out of bounds, I can't believe it. But officially we'll have a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, line ball decision, that very close to being in play, I think there, Robbo.
Wayne Harms against Collingwood, 1979. 14-5 to 7-4. Hawks lead. Morwood. Sweeping hand pass. McGuan seems to have been under enormous pressure every time he's gone near the football. And all he can do is kick it over the boundary line in front of Terry Keys.
Only 5 kicks for Mick McGuan today. 5 kicks, 6 handballs. Usually sets up so much of the play for the Collingwood side.
Monkhurst and Lawrence. Monkhurst wins it. Francis. McGuan. Keys. Shaw. Starcevic the target. Good mark. Brown and Dacos running free. Manson in the goal square. Torpedo punt. Langford.
That's terrible play by Starcevic. He's done it 3 or 4 times, blazed away from 60 metres when there has been a lead provided.
Gee, what a difference from one end to the other, with Dunstall leading and they keep hitting him on the chest. Kennedy back to Keys. Well, Collingwood have got to stand up and be counted right now. They're 14-7 behind. McGuan just squeezes one. Brown, Collins, no free kick. Gee, Collins was like a little terrier, wasn't he?
Yeah, what desperation. Gavin Brown making the mistake of trying to take it on the chest. He cannot relax at this level of football.
Mew. Keys misses it. Starcevic, Shaw, getting some kicks. Dacos and Ayres. Ayres with strength, Manson, and he kicks a goal. Manson's second. Collingwood get their 8th. 14-5 to 8-4.
Well, they're still battling hard, Collingwood, but without much system into that forward line. It's been a superb performance by Hawthorn. Tony Shaw again kicking high and hoping, as they've done most of the afternoon. Gary Ayres in front just couldn't take the mark, and fortunately for James Manson, it spilled out the back door and he kicks his second.
Got 14 minutes left in the third quarter, and Collingwood would need to do most of the attacking for this remainder of the quarter. Morwood, he's caught. Just got his left foot to the ball. Russell left it behind. Hall, Platt, too high. Play on. Collingwood out of trouble. Hawk supporters not happy. McGuan's kick to centre half forward, and that is a great mark taken by Jinky. A pack of 5 players and a clean mark to the Hawthorn half-back. Short kick, effective. Mark taken by Pritchard. Pritchard's in the centre. And somehow he gets around. right at the Collingwood player. The kick by Pritchard, punched away by the Collingwood defence. McGuan getting into the play. Out it goes to Brown. Collingwood need to make something of this. Brown's kick. There's a player on his own in the pocket. It's Barwick. And he takes the mark. He thumps it to the front of the goals. Manson, 2-on-1, so there must be a Collingwood player on the ground. Langford, assistance from Whitman. And Whitman coolly. Morrissey's caught by Turner, but he got the handball back, and the Hawks are out of trouble through Pritchard.
Left-hand handball, not too good. Christian misses it though. Brereton very cleverly. Pritchard again. Dunstall. Well done, Kelly. Kennedy caught. No free kick. Shaw over the top. It's frantic and it's hectic and it's defensive footy at its best.
Wasn't that great play by Dermot Brereton over the other side there with that handball? He kept it low, ran it underneath the players, knew he didn't have time to get it over the top of Michael Christian, so just dribbled it along the ground.
Morrissey brilliantly to Kennedy. Left foot, Kelly's got to touch it. Does. Keeps it in. Sweeps it to Maud, but misses the body. Gets away with it. Francis. Still Francis. The pressure from Hawthorn is magnificent. Lawrence, good take. Anderson charges to goal with a drop punt, and it is touched. Oh, it's exciting. 14-6 to 8-4.
I'll tell you what, that was great effort by Kelly, because how many times do you see a player give a free kick away in that situation? He was certainly out of position on Dunstall, and he was able to force it through for a behind to Hawthorn. The kick in comes to McGuan. Gee, Collingwood are under some pressure. McGuan's kick wide to half-back. No mark, Turner. No, it's pitched. It's stolen. Morrissey. Full forward, Dunstall. Don't give him the sit break, Kelly, because he'll take it all over the top of you. Magnificent hands.
They have been really... Their job's been made so much easier because Collingwood have fumbled, the handball's been terrible. Michael Christian, who's usually a sure mark overhead, has dropped everything he's got his hands to today.
Dunstall's kick 5. And I'd suggest by the look of that, he's kick 6. 6 goals, 2 to Jason Dunstall. Hawks 15-6, Magpies 8-4.
Let's have a look at that mark again. Morrissey has been a good player on the Hawthorn forward line, making the most of their opportunities. Kelly just caught out of position there. Dunstall with the climb, and 3 goals in this quarter, 6 for the match for Jason Dunstall.
44-point margin, 96 to 52. Lawrence easily. Mullane goes backwards, concedes. Brereton lined him up. Quick kick by Mullane. Back to where he started with the footy. Francis with some pace. One bounce. Looks for Dacos. Francis again. Caught. Too high.
Oh, lucky.
Well, he went to ground, ears over the top. Collingwood want 50 metres. No one on the mark now. Mew on the mark. So, Ayres with his left arm over the shoulder. Manson the target, and he's got it. It's a good mark. And he was able to outposition Langford.
His awkward style, Bruce, must be difficult for players to contend with.
Absolutely. And he's also an awkward kick, but he has kicked 2. And I think everybody at the ground knows the importance of this kick. The drop punt. And he has missed it. Well, at one end, Dunstall just drills them through. And at the other, Collingwood battle to get a full point. So it's 15-6 to 8-5.
Gary Ayres doing a pretty good job back there in defence for Hawthorn. Drop punt kick outside 50. Russell. Tucky goes back. Spoils Barwick beautifully. Manson's 1-on-4. Langford shrugs the tackle with strength and kicks it wide. The mark is taken by Kennedy. Kennedy is just outside the 50-metre area. Monkhurst should mark, but drop the sitter. In goes Whitman. Ball rebounds. Platt. Desperate stuff by Platt. Brought down, but Anderson is there. They've always got the numbers, the Hawks. And the kick is effective, finding Hudson. Set half forward. Look at this kick. Look at it if you don't mind. He spotted Burton from 45 metres. Swung around onto the left foot, which is his unnatural side, and has just hit Burton on the chest with pinpoint accuracy.
And you couldn't see it there, but Dermott had an opportunity, Robert, to go over the top with a handball to Jason Dunstall. The good thing about this Hawthorn side, they don't waste anything, do they?
Percentage football, I suppose you don't get many chances, Bernie, so you've got to make the most of it, huh? Burton for his second. And he's riding it, and he's happy. 2 goals to Dermott Burton. And Hawthorn, 16-6-102, lead the Magpies 8-5-53.
It's Hudson moving the ball on very quickly. Maud, I don't think, held onto him long enough. He made it a little bit easier for him to get around on that left foot. Great skills, though, shown by the Hawthorn side all day. It's been a 6-goal quarter by Hawthorn, 2 goals only to Collingwood.
Well, it's been one-way traffic in this third quarter. All to the right of screen and Hawthorn. Brereton. Pritchard off the ground. Morris, he got a good bounce. Kennedy. Brown. But still having to concede as they have all day. Gaffer. Turner. McGuan. Monkhurst. Russell. Through the centre. Runs too far. Well, maybe that symbolises the frustration for Collingwood today. No options up forward. Decided to weave and change his direction. Take that extra 4 or 5 steps and gives away a free kick. So Anderson from the centre. Brereton. Still Brereton. Gives it off in the end. Collingwood hold it up at last. And it'll be the umpires with a score 102-53.
So 49 points, the Hawks lead. Tony Shaw in the picture. He's battled hard. Monkhurst gets it to Shaw. Shaw's kick is straight up in the air. Punch on by Brereton, goes toward it within goal-scoring distance. Gaffer's caught. Platten's in there. Turner does well for Collingwood. What can he do with the football? He kicks it back in towards the centre, and the mark is taken by Starcevic. No one running for Collingwood out of their back line. Starcevic. One-on-one, Barwick and Tuck. Barwick gets back. Right. 3-on-1. Jenke. How quickly did he get in there and dispossess and then deliver the ball again out towards Lawrence? Bumped off the football was Brown. Monkhurst just gets his foot to the ball. Collingwood mark taken by Starcevic. Play on. Shares it with McGuan. McGuan sweeping handball to Wright. Wright's got no one to give it to. Round to the right foot goes Graham Wright and hooks it back into the left forward pocket. And while all that was going on, the Hawks steadied it at the back, and Ayres took the mark and gives it away to Anderson.
Well, just at the moment, there's a huge difference in the skill level. So precise, Hawthorn, compared with Collingwood. Centre wing, Morwood, a great mark. Mullane just gets hold of Pritchard by the hair and puts him on the ground. Then Hall comes in. McGuan. Russell attacks the goal with a good kick. Ayres back. Dacos round his body, and at long last he's got one. Dacos has got his first, and Collingwood are up to 9. 9-5 to 16-6.
It's been a long time coming, Bruce, too, Peter Dacos. Only 3 kicks for the afternoon, 3 kicks and 3 hand passes. And really, he needs to do more if Collingwood are to have a chance on that forward line. Peter Dacos has been well held by Gary Ayres. He was beaten comprehensively last week by Gary O'Donnell. And really, he's not a player if he's down. He doesn't do enough chasing or tackling also.
Monkhurst, who's done well at the centre bounce knockouts, but Whitman takes it away for Hawthorn. Up towards full forward, Dunstall.
Brilliant.
Frustration by Craig Kelly.
But what play out of the centre there by the Hawks, winning the tap out, Whitman charging through.
Well, actually, I thought Monkhurst got the tap out. Whitman just read it a bit better than the Collingwood smaller players.
You wouldn't wish to see better football, though, than that, Robbo, would you?
No, it's
With,
copybook
the Hawks.
stuff. I'm just looking at Whitman's statistics, Bruce, 15 possessions. Dunstall goes for his 7th and makes no mistake. For 7 goals to Jason Dunstall. Hawthorn 17-6, Collingwood 9-5.
7-goal quarter. Let's have a look at this mark again. A magnificent mark by Dunstall. Kelly in front, holding onto the jumper, and Kelly did everything, especially after Dunstall took the mark, to put him off his game. Maybe lucky there wasn't a 50-metre penalty applied there.
(17-9). It's been the Hawks at their best in this term. Or McGuan waited for it. Morwood, who's done pretty well. Francis.
Oh, I don't think there was any contact, mate.
Goes wide to Mullane. The Hawk fans let him know what they think of him. Morwood couldn't take it. Hudson, Francis strong on him. Barwick pays away for Morwood. Misses Shaw totally. Collins, hard footy to get this. Ayres, Mew, and finally a ball up. Chris Mew on the bottom.
And Hudson just a little shaky behind play after that Francis tackle.
Kicked his first goal today in the big time. Dad kicked 727. Starcevic, Russell, Francis. Hawthorn again with strength. Ayres, Monkhurst and Lawrence. Brown goes to ground and gets a free kick. Too high against Lawrence. He's a long way out, Brown. Goes wide to the leading Barwick. Jenke. This half-back line and full-back line for Hawthorn has been at its best. Pritchard the target. And he finds him easily at centre wing. Platten running. Now towards Brereton. Christian with him. Gee, Brereton with strength there. And it'll be a ball up.
Gee, there was no way known Mick Gafer was getting anywhere there, was there? He had to take the football out of mid-air, but two strong Hawthorn players pinned him in. Francis, tries to crash his way through, but doesn't succeed. Gafer, kick off the ground by Whitman. Centre half forward, Lawrence. Collingwood under pressure. Platt, look at this. Johnny Platt at his best. Well, it's taken him nearly 3/4, Jay Platt. But he gets his first goal with 2.5 minutes left, and Hawthorn get their 18th.
What a superb passage of play by Hawthorn. Players just getting their foot to it. They're just forcing the ball on any way they can. Lawrence, desperation there by Gavin Brown, but Johnny Platten with the support, the run, the pace, you name it, they've got it, Hawthorn, at the moment. Collingwood can't come up with any answers. Hawthorn just too quick, too classy.
18-6 to 9-5. Monkhurst working tirelessly in the ruck. Now at ground level. Francis held in there by Whitman, and umpire Saws calls for a bounce.
114 to 59, and I don't think the Hawk fans have chanted like this for a long time.
Shepherding free kick paid.
Lawrence, Brereton, Christian with him. Brown, still Brereton. Brown. And before Collingwood away, Christian, it'll be a ball up at half forward. 18 to 9, Gavin Brown playing on the ball in this quarter. Lawrence and Monkhurst. Russell's quick kick into the centre square. Barwick tucked with him. Off the ground by Mew. Pritchard. Brereton does the shepherding. Dunstall. Well done, Kelly. Morwood. Good take. And was that out on the full against Hudson? I think it was. So Collingwood threw Morwood in the back pocket. Looks for Mullane. Hall in the front spot. Russell. Platten getting better as the game goes on. Deere in the front spot. Now Morrissey. Dunstall. What an athlete this man is. Anderson, will he give it to him? No, he'll give it to Kennedy. He had two options. And they're carving Collingwood to pieces. What about the acceleration from Dunstall in the pocket? And Kennedy from 25 to 30 metres. Drop punt, puts it straight through the middle. Kennedy gets his second. Lee Matthews can only sit and wonder, and Bernie Quidlin suddenly, Hawthorn is back in premiership form.
Well, I think a few clubs would be sitting up and taking notice of this performance today, Robbo. I think a lot of people had ridden Hawthorn off thinking they'd lost a lot from last season, but what a performance today. They've certainly shown in the big games they can come through.
So just seconds left in the third term. Hawks lead by 61 points. Francis endeavouring to lift. Mullane, left foot kick. Dacos can't mark. Ayres is there. Frustrating at every opportunity as Gary Ayres. Hall caught by Mullane. Dacos goes back to Francis with pace. He gets away, but the siren sounds to end a 9-goal quarter by Hawthorn. Hawks 19-6, 120. Collingwood 9-5, 59.
Monkhurst and Lawrence, 19-6 to 9-5, start of the final quarter. Francis with a bounce, looks towards Dacos and Starcevic. Starcevic tries to half volley. Ayres, so strong in the crisis today. Russell can't get rid of Whitman. Right court. McGuan and Kennedy. Still McGuan. Left foot. Starcevic. Collins takes off early. Jenke. Right. Jenke with him. Mew. Allowed to go on, and finally, it'll be a ball up. Hawthorn's body strength showing out in a number of instances there. Collingwood unable to break tackles. Starcevic, Platten off the ground. Tony Hall, first game for the season for over 12 months. Scott Russell, a left foot, a high one. Wright and Collins. Collins. Kennedy off the ground. And still Collingwood struggling at a half forward.
Well, I think the next 28 minutes will really test the character of the Collingwood football team. They're more than 10 goals in arrears, and in situations like this, they really have to save a little bit of face. And they need to outscore Hawthorn in this last quarter. Francis is deep at half forward. The kick is a shocker. Good ball handling there by Keys. Goes back to Starcevic. Starcevic, kick to full forward. No mark to Langford. Hurried close to the line and through for a rush behind to the Magpies.
Once again, Craig Starcevic blazing away from 45, 50 metres out.
Langford deciding to come to this members' side. The kick's not bad. Ball goes through all the players. Starcevic gets back, tries to tap it to Shaw, back to Starcevic. The handball goes further afield, but chipping in is Collins. And Collins kicked wide to the wing. Awkward bounce for Turner. Taps it to Shaw. In turn, that tap was intercepted by Anderson. Now Russell. Monkhurst. Back to Tony Shaw. Left foot kick is a little bit ineffective. No mark to Starcevic. Oh, good strong play by Lawrence. Now Hall over the top. Kennedy beaten for it. Pritchard intercepting Monkhurst. He, for a big guy, has really done well. Now Mullane into the pocket. No mark. Brown's a chance. Manson's in there. So is Dacos. Ayres just feeds it towards Jenke. Whitman to help. Jenke a quick kick. Goes back and Starcevic takes the mark. 70 metres from goal. In the pocket. He's got two players. And Brown leaves it for Keys.
That's better. He looked for a player on that occasion. The first time he's done that from around about that range, he's usually just blazed away, kicked it up high, and hoped that something would happen.
Keys started on the interchange bench. Came on in the first quarter to replace Krasiska. And kicks it long, but kicks it inaccurately. Keys has kicked 1-1. And a pretty good crowd, Bruce, nearly 54,000.
Yes, Robbo, 53,982. And they've seen the Hawks at their brutal best today, and I mean that in the kindest way. They've been magnificent. Platten caught. Free kick against Shaw.
He rode him into the ground, Bruce. Poor tackle there by Tony Shaw.
11 kicks, 6 handballs for Platten, who seems to be getting better. He'll be so important in the finals. Kennedy, free kick against him, will go back to Maguire.
Blake.
And all of a sudden, we're starting to talk about Hawthorn in the finals. The pressure's been on them for a number of weeks, but they've responded. Maguire to Mullane. Onto his left foot, looks for Manson. Dacos. Still Dacos. Caught though. Ayres. Collins. Anderson. Hall. Kennedy. Goes to ground in the end. Morrissey cleverly. Russell did pretty well. Platten. Turner. Smothered by Ayres. Francis. Well, that was poor, and he really should have given the reflex handball first up, I reckon.
Yes, it was on, wasn't it, Bruce? And he ignored the hand pass. He could have given it to Russell. Russell just suggesting that he should have given the hand pass also.
Tried to take a man on, then got himself under pressure, and the resultant kick to Hawthorn.
Collins from half back. Drop punt kick. Collingwood mark to Monkhurst. 3 kicks and 8 hand passes, but 22 hit-outs. Over the man on the mark was, or over the mark, should I say, was Lawrence. And this will bring Monkhurst, well, nearly within scoring distance. What do you think, Bernie?
Well, he'd be half a chance. He's a good kick for a big man, Damien Monkhurst. May test him most slightly this distance.
Tireless worker all the afternoon. Kick, he doesn't quite get the distance. It'll drop in the square. Hawthorn may even clear it. Yes, they will. Langford, look at 3 of them. The guards on duty. Langford, kick across his body. This is effective. Jenke, handball over the top, and away they go again. It's Hall. Hall on centre wing, and Whitman running in support, telling him, you've got plenty of time. That's what teamwork's all about. And the kick into the pocket, the mark is taken there by Hudson.
From 50 metres, Dunstall. Kelly wants a free kick. Says Dunstall gave him a little shove. Watch this. Just a tiny little one, but he held his ground. Well, Dunstall for his 8th from the square. And he does it. 20 goals, 6 to 9-7. 69-point margin.
And how's that for accurate kicking as well, Bruce? 20 goals, 6. It's been an amazing performance. They've done it easily. They haven't blazed away, as I said. They've got the ball down into the right position on their forward line. Jason Dunstall with his strength again, just a little nudge. He got Craig Kelly out of the way. Good strong pair of hands taking the grab.
Hawthorn have kicked their 20th goal. And with 2 weeks left after this one, there's some ominous signs for the opposing teams in the 5. Kennedy, smothered by Shaw. Gets the handball away, but Pritchard, to no one in particular, and it nearly went to Kennedy. Russell, McGuan. Now Collingwood have got something moving. McGuan's in the centre, kicks with the left foot, looks for Manson, and finds that player just inside 50. Oh, he's in trouble now. Handball to Keys. Keys across his body into the square. And Tucky, mate, you are one of the greatest players ever to play the game.
Brilliant mark, Michael Tuck. And there he goes, he takes on players, still with plenty of dash.
Take it, Bernie. Well, he's one of your ex-opponents, and I'm sure that you admire that man. Mullane, back to Francis. Now Whitman, who's played a terrific game for Hawthorn. Whitman at half-back, he's dumped as he kicks it, and it's an obvious free kick down the field, and the advantage will be paid. Paul Deere runs away through the centre, kicks to full forward, no mark, running onto it, Morrissey. Jiggy nearly took it with him, and Collingwood a chance to clear through Morwood. He's under pressure, looping handball. Gafer, you're in trouble, all sorts of trouble. Deere's there, 50 metres from goal. Hudson, Pritchard will have a shot. No, he won't. He'll pass it unselfishly to Brereton in the pocket.
It's been a great exhibition, Robbo, hasn't it, of team football. That's what it's all about. Emphasis on team football.
You mentioned the magic word there, Bernie, that their teaming has been, well, the people who are watching it, the selectors and the powers that be at Hawthorn would be very pleased with this. Brereton from only 20 metres out, and he kicks another goal for Hawthorn. He's kicked his third. (21-6 to 9-7).
Well, you can never underestimate this side. As a couple of us did before the game started today, Robbo, we've certainly underestimated this Hawthorn machine. 2 superb forwards in Dunstall, Brereton. Their running players are great. Johnny Platten back with a bit of form, and Lawrence doing well in the ruck. Their back line's held firm, and Collingwood really outclassed completely.
132 to 61. Monkhurst. Brown. Right underneath of Barwick late. Jenke. Ayres. They just do the little things so very well. They improvise, and it comes off because they've got confidence in one another, and they run for one another. Brereton the target. Deere. Collingwood shell-shocked for the moment. Shaw just has to get rid of it in a hurry, and there's no support for the captain. Brereton in a bit of trouble. He'll try and run it out. Obviously just got a little kick. So it's 132 to 61. Tuck over the top, free kick to Francis at half-back.
He's tried very hard, Bruce, today, actually, Francis. He's put his body in, and he's never let up right from the word go.
It's his 12th kick to centre wing. But the worry now for Lee Matthews is that Collingwood has played Essendon twice and Hawthorn twice this season, and they haven't been able to win one of the 4 games. And surely they are the 2 benchmarks in the competition. 132 to 61. Brown, he's had some kicks. He's, well, 7 kicks and 5 handballs, not too many. But he hasn't been able to kick the goals that he's been kicking in recent weeks. Lawrence and Monkhurst. Russell caught, gets a kick away. Wright has been very quiet, just drops it for Keys to Barwick on the run. Drop punt, and he kicks it well. Another one for Collingwood. I say another one, they're 10th. And Barwick has kicked his 2nd. Brereton coming off for Hawthorn. Russell was in the hands of the trainer a moment ago. Madigan gets a run. 132 to 67.
Well, he's done his job, Dermot Brereton, at centre-half forward. He's kicked 3 goals and has been instrumental in tapping the ball on. He does all the hard things as well.
21 goals to 10. Francis can't quite break away. Gives the handball now to Mullane. Mullane's short pass finds Brown. Brown is very wide on centre wing. He in turn forced to go short. Punched away from Starcevich by Mew. Kennedy and Pritchard share it around again. Kennedy's kick into vacant land may even find touch, and it does, about 75 metres from the Hawthorn goal. Michael Roberts down on the boundary line. Dermot Brereton.
Yes, Dermot Brereton bought himself off, received a cork leg at centre-half forward. They're icing it now just as a precaution.
Well, they certainly need him if they're going to be a force in the finals this year. There's John Kennedy, Lawrence. Oh, footwork was magnificent. Fred Astaire stuff. The kick is marked by Gafer.
In the pocket. Christian, the target. Had a quiet one, so's Turner. Jenke, Barwick late, ducks his head. Collins. Ayres. Anderson. From centre wing. This will be his 20th kick. Kennedy. They just don't miss when they look for somebody. Hall.
Beautiful position there from Tony Hall.
Squeezes it to Dunstall. Oh, that's magic.
4 kicks, Bruce. And each one of them, there wasn't a centimetre astray in any one of them, was there?
There's been a big difference between the two sides, hasn't it? Collingwood haven't been able to deliver the ball either by hand or by foot today. And yet Hawthorn, 4 kicks, 4 superb passes.
Well, he's kicked 69 this season. Will this be number 70? Dunstall from a long way out. And it is. It's another one. Dunstall's kicked 9. And the Hawks have got 22 and they're celebrating.
And so they should be, Bruce. Look at this again. Tony Hall, back for his first senior game for over 13 months. And look at that for delivery. Dunstall on a very quick lead. Kicking from a long way out. Beautiful drop punt. 9 goals, a great effort.
Well, Jason Dunstall kicking 9 goals and Dermot Brereton 3. They're still in town, the Hawks. Good tackle by Platten on Brown. There was no way known Gavin Brown was going anywhere. And that really personifies Hawthorn's performance this afternoon. Desperate, disciplined, and gutsy. Monkhurst, Lawrence gets it. Deer, again, as Bruce has said, a little toe poke. Morrissey over the top. Platten, again, the accuracy is unbelievable. Platten finds Anderson. He's got a player running free, it's Pritchard, but he's electing to go long into the pocket. Over the top, Kelly, Dunstall, back he goes to Pritchard. The kick by Pritchard to the goal front. Hudson back there. Kick off the ground by Morrissey, if you don't mind. Oh, what do you say, Bruce?
Well, he's a freak.
It's just incredible stuff. You've picked this up early about those little kicks, and there's another example. He summed it up. There was no way known he was going to pick it up and kick it, was there?
Well, he squeezed it out of nothing here, Bernie.
Yes, well, they put a lot of thought into it, don't they? That's all he could do. He found the gap there between the 2 Collingwood defenders. A clever little leftward kick off the ground. Didn't go for too much. And they're playing at the top of their confidence at the moment.
Well, I know it's one-way traffic and the scoreboard's lopsided, but it's very exciting, this. We're seeing a footy team at its top. Deer from Hudson to Hall, kick a goal. Drop punt, not this time. And Kelly has a little moment against Dunstall that for once he takes the mark. Dunstall's kicked 9 today. Now to Russell from half-back. Mullane the target. Finds him. Francis with a bounce. And another one. Mullane. Barwick in the centre square. Starcevich and Manson provide a lead. Langford times it. Keys. And no free kick there. And unfortunately for Collingwood, their forward liners look pedestrian. Mediocre. Cumbersome. And not very lethal.
No good, Bruce.
No, you're right. You got the message. Pritchard, look at that. Out of the corner of the eye with peripheral vision. And he found his man. Gaffer. Christian. But again, it's slow motion, just like it was against Essendon when the pressure was on early last week. McGuan. It just takes Collingwood so much longer to set it up. And Collins takes the mark at halfback and he'll kick it to Hall.
And all of a sudden it breaks down. And Hall goes down.
And that could be 50.
Through by Mullane. But Hawks go on with it. Langford. Ayres falls over. McGuan's back there. Good tackle, Ayres. And look at the tackle. What it's going to lead to. It'll probably lead to a goal. Madigan kicks to the goal front. Dunstall. And it comes from a Gary Ayres tackle on centre wing.
Wasn't it superb by Gary Ayres?
No one's been back there yet, but I'm sure they'll get there eventually. And this could be two handfuls for Jason Dunstall. And that means his 10th goal and his 71st for the season. (24-6 to 10-7).
Well, he only needs one more goal to equal his best ever performance, or the best ever performance by a Hawthorn player against Collingwood, which was 11 last season. And look at the mark again as he goes back. One hand, strength. Kelly doing the jumping, but Dunstall with the judgment.
Well, they love it here, the fans. The Hawk fans. Dunstall's kicked 10 as Lawrence sets himself with Monkhurst. And Hawthorn has kicked 10 goals straight. They were 14-6 at one stage. They're now 24-6. That's precision. They've been very accurate. Free kick to McGuan, who has lifted from about halfway through the third quarter. 15th kick and has had 10 handballs. Pritchard, Barwick late. Tuck, the 37-year-old. He must smell a grand final again now. Here's the Platten. Dunstall. Not quite. It would have brought the stand down. Or Turner makes a mistake. Dunstall. Anderson. Still Anderson. Morwood juggles it through. Marker behind. Behind. So the Hawks get a point at long last, 24-7 to 10-7. 14 goals the difference.
Morrissey in a little bit of trouble, being attended to by the physiotherapist. Platten swoops on it. Gee, they're irrepressible, Hawthorn. They lead by 14 goals, and you'd reckon there was a kick in it, the way they're playing footy. Johnny Platten, what a master.
20 possessions today, he's been good.
And correct me if I'm wrong, since he's come over here from Adelaide, he's played in nothing else but grand finals.
Exactly, that's true.
Monkhurst and Deer with strength. Dacos always has been under pressure. Out towards half forward, Hall fiercely to Jenke, but Jenke controls it beautifully. Jenke's kick towards full forward. Oh, geez, what a good mark. Had the fly and took it beautifully. He's at full back, goes in short, mark taken by Russell, and Russell's able to run away from half-back. Gives a handball to his fellow small man Francis. Back to Russell, over the top to Mullane. Back to Russell, he's had 4 possessions in that exchange. Gaffer goes back and takes a good mark in front of Michael Tuck. Handball away to Wright. Right up towards full forward, and it really wasn't to the advantage of Manson. He kicked it to the right-hand side, looking at it, and Langford was there to take the mark.
To Pritchard. Anderson running for him. Kennedy's the long option now. He'll be outnumbered, but not outclassed. Madigan. Whitman, who Ian Robertson has liked a lot again today. But that kick, well, it can't always come off, I guess. Keys at centre half back. Sweeps it wide. Kelly. Forced to hurry, but there's a chance here. Francis versus Lawrence. Still Francis, certainly one of Collingwood's best. Squeezes it. Collins a beauty.
Well, again, the kicking to a stationary man on the forward line. It was set up beautifully for Andrew Collins, but no movement in the Collingwood forward line.
Back to centre wing. Hall took off early, free kick to Shaw.
And also the player that he took the mark over was Graham Wright. He's hurt behind play. Look at that, Graham Wright not leading, and yet they're kicking to him.
Kicking towards centre-half forward. Mew too easily in front of Starcevic. 5.5 minutes left, and Collins will take it out of the half-back line for Hawthorn. He's had 3 bounces. Now he kicks to half-forward. The kick is a little bit of a lousy one. Dacos, Monkhurst hasn't given up. Handball over the top. Starcevic, no one in front of him, so he's got time to steady and deliver the football. Bernie, that'd make you happy?
Well, at least there was a moving target on the Collingwood forward line.
Right into full forward, and Barwick marks. The kick wasn't all that bad from Wright. Back over the players' heads and gave Barwick the chance to take the mark. Really, Tuck was always out of position. So Barwick will shoot from 10 metres. Yeah,
Michael Tuck pulled out of position, but it was because Collingwood decided to move it down the forward line quickly for a change.
Barwick has kicked 2. He could become Collingwood's leading goal scorer for the afternoon. And he does just that. 3 goals, Doug Barwick. 11 goals, 7 Collingwood. But they still trail the Hawks, who are 24 goals, 7.
Let's have a look at the mark again. Graham Wright moving it on quickly. A good kick to position there. There was a wide open forward line. Only Manson and Barwick, although they were going back towards a goal face instead of leading up the ground. But at least they had some room on that forward line to move in.
151 to 73. Monkhurst against Lawrence. 78 points of difference. Platten and Shaw. Brown over the top of it with Shaw. So Collingwood facing their 3rd defeat in 4 weeks. Hawthorn looking for 5 in succession. And they'll get that in the next 4 minutes. Lawrence and Monkhurst. Lawrence this time. Christian. Morrissey, very well done. Still Morrissey. Brilliantly done. To Hudson, to Ayres, and Ayres from 30 metres. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And again, Morrissey has made something very special out of something that looked to be very, very little.
Yeah, superb there by Morrissey. Getting the, we didn't see it there, but he got the smother to the kick from Michael Christian, who's looked very slow today. He's been plodding and not much dash about him from that half-back line. Started off at centre-half forward. He's been cut up at both ends of the ground.
Well, I think all we can do is barrack for Jason Dunstall to kick this 11th goal, Bruce.
Yes, that's what's left for us.
It really is a procession. Alan Jeans, well, he never shows much emotion, but he'd have to be pleased with this effort. Tony Shaw kicks it to half-forward. Tuck taps it further afield. Platten just gets his foot to the ball. Player on the end of it could be Jenke. Goes back to Pritchard. Pritchard, another nice-looking drop punt kick to half-forward. Punched over the top by Madigan. Morrison goes to Ayres. Ayres sums it up, but the kick in the finish wasn't a real good one. Centre-half forward Hudson tries to give it to the advantage of Anderson. Standing his ground well was Whitman, and somehow he may have held it up in the centre. No, he won't. Francis will get away for Collingwood. Handballs to Morwood. Morwood from half-back. Up towards full forward, and Langford nearly takes the mark. Tuck. Gee, they combine so well. Collins, Ayres, Tuck, Langford. And this time it's Collins who clears out towards the centre wing where the mark is taken by Jenke. He plays on quickly. The short pass again is effective. Hall. Hawks are making a mockery of the Magpies. Madigan. Hudson took his eyes off it, had time to recover, kicks it to Dunstall, and he takes the mark, and this could be his 11th. Magical football by Hawthorn.
Yes, it has been, Robbo. It's been superb position football. They've teamed up. They haven't wasted many kicks or hand passes. Always given it to a player running past. And really, the display of this Hawthorn side would equal to anything they've displayed throughout the 80s.
Jason Dunstall. It's pretty close. The Hawk fans behind the goals like it. And Jason Dunstall, well, I've run out of room, Bruce. I've covered up the Dunstall. Now I'm about to cover up the Jason.
11 goals and 26 to the Hawks.
Now let's have a look at that mark again, but superb play further up the field. And Craig Kelly cannot afford to expect Hawthorn to have long shots at goal, because they just don't do that. They look for the man in the best position.
11 goals to the superstar at full forward. And the Hawks kick 5 in the first, 5 in the second, 9 in the third, and 7 in the fourth. They've really finished off their work. Christian, we're in the last minute and a half. Barwick, Starcevic goes for goal, sprays it. Langford and Manson. And it'll be a ball in. So Collingwood with some thinking to do now. Do they have the personnel out there today that can win them that elusive flag? Well, you'd say no on what we've seen here.
I'd have to agree with that, Bruce. And 2 weeks ago, they looked magnificent.
Manson. Shaw. That's a goal. So it's back to 14, the difference. 26-7 to 12-7. Lee Matthews must be thinking about September.
He's stunned, I think, at the moment, Bruce. He wouldn't know what to do. He made so many changes in that first half. They fired up for a short time, but really they have been outclassed completely all over the ground. The centre-line players have been beaten where they expect a lot of drive. And really, there's a lot of thinking to do in this in the Collingwood camp.
So Tony Shaw has kicked his first goal. Lawrence gets the tap out. McGuan taken away by Platt. Up to centre-half forward. Nearly a mark there to Hudson. Getting back as Morwood. Inside 50 metres. He handballs to Dacos. And ironical cheers for Peter Dacos. That doesn't happen very often. Pass finds Francis. Francis to centre-half forward. Mark taken by Brown. He's been quiet. Handball over the top. Right. Forced to kick quickly. And he could post another one. No, he doesn't. He misses to the left when he really should have kicked it. That's his first score for the afternoon, Graham Wright. Langford kicks into this member's side. Collins is on his own.
Well, that's Graham Wright's man too, Robbo. He didn't pick him up after he had that shot at goal.
Little kick by Collins, close to the boundary line for Platt to take it over. And the Hawks just seeing our time now. We've got just 12 seconds left. And what a magnificent victory for Hawthorn. Lawrence, Monkhurst gets the tap out again to Tony Shaw. He back kicks it out the back. There's the siren. And Hawthorn have won comfortably.
So the Hawks by 83 points. 26-7, 163 to Collingwood, 12-8-80. Lee Matthews must now think what he can do to recharge and regroup his players. And those fans that have seen so many premierships in the last decade sense another one. That was the story at Waverley today. It was Hawthorn all the way.